I think I want to start a meeting. Yeah, I think I want to start a meeting, like a 12-step meeting. I feel passionate about this. Like, I think this is something that I want to do, but I don't feel like I'm the most qualified. I'm not a doctor, a psychologist. I'm not any of these fancy things. I'm just a member, just a person. And I guess I have this belief that I think I have to be all these things to be able to host or start a meeting. But there's lots of good things, and it's an easy path and quite simple to start a meeting. So maybe if I want to, I can. I feel nervous, and that I am wanting that outside approval for someone to say it's okay. So I might have to go in and just trust myself and listen to myself that I want to do this, and this is a desire of mine. So maybe I'm going to go for it. Maybe I'm going to start a meeting. Did you know that anyone can start a 12-step meeting? If you're looking to start a 12-step meeting, then I'm here to tell you that yes, you can. You can start a 12-step meeting. Now, before starting, I would ask myself these 3 questions. Do I really want to? Is there some interest? And am I willing to do the walk alone? Now, first of all, I have to want to do it. So can I, in another month from now, do I still want to do it before even starting? Can I, does it stand the test of time? And is there some interest? There doesn't have to be everyone agrees and everybody wants to and everyone says, yes, go for it. Just is there some interest? Could the town, the city, the area use a different night or a different day or a time or a different type of group for that type of topic for your meeting, for whatever 12-step meeting you want to start? Is there some interest there? Is there a need? And do I really want to feel that need? And then the third question I ask myself is, am I willing to do the walk alone? Because that's kind of what's going to happen is can I test this out and do this for 3 months by myself? Like a 3-month commitment to see what kind of results I get, and then make and evaluate a decision at that 3-month mark. Show up, go to it, even though you might not get numbers. And am I willing to go and do that for 3 months once a week? That would be a question I'd also ask myself too, because it's going to be sparse. It's a new meeting. It's going to have its ups and downs. The reality will play out. And, I might learn something about myself too. Like maybe it does work out, maybe it doesn't work out. So I would ask myself those few questions. Now, to get to work and get to the plan, I would start with finding that location, finding the venue. Super important. I can't have any of these things and do this kind of work if there isn't a place to do it. The place to do it also has to be within that realm of that subject. It has to make sense for that area, that time, or semi-mesh in with other 12-step groups that are around. You can't have kind of two topics polar opposite of each other, right beside each other. It would be good to get the type of niche for that group to be similar to the other type of niche for that group, that 12-step group. It helps. Now, obviously not everybody has, it doesn't mean that there's a million options out there. The other thing that I would ask myself is, not ask myself, but the other thing to do after you get that venue is, and all this takes time, is that it's going to have to go through council, not the group council, but it's going to have to go through some kind of venue council. And usually that's a church. So when your idea would have to get presented, they would have to sit on it, talk about it. That could take a month or 2. So starting a meeting isn't really quick, So you find the venue, you get the okay from the people that own the property, you get the okay. And then what happens is you register the meeting. Now, this stuff is really easy. I think it took me a few hours to just type in what I thought the meeting should be, what I thought the name should be. And I just typed in the name of the new group, my info as the contact person, and then sent it off to whatever anonymous program website thing it went to. I sent it off. Within a few hours, I got an okay. And then within like a week and a half, they sent me an entire booklet of information for my first meeting. So I didn't have to go out of pocket for the expenses of getting the meeting literature. So very important. The other thing is that your meeting has its own identity and autonomy, which if you're the meeting leader that started that meeting, you get to do a lot of those startup things, which can be daunting, but also exciting that you get to create how this should look, be, what time, what location, and there can be some joy in that. The other thing is that what I noticed is that I had some expenses just on like building a binder, and then I just copied the other meeting literature and the chairperson's, all the writings. I photocopied and copied a bunch of that, and I built up my own meeting book. And this was pretty easy to do. I think I went to the dollar store and I got everything for $40. So I just, box of Kleenex, some little notepads. I bought a meeting book, a binder for the chairperson meeting book. And I just sort of that's all I really needed. So, and then I show up to the meeting and people start coming. And the cool thing that I've also told myself is that even if nobody comes, I go that hour to have an hour to myself, or I call my sponsor. It's still a designated hour, for me, for my service, for my recovery. So to me, it's not a big loss. It's just that it's just because I start something doesn't mean it's going to turn out the exact way that I think it should be. But if you're looking to start a meeting, it's really easy to start a meeting, but I think it's just scared for people to take that first step and to just do it. And it's not that, it actually isn't that hard. It's just that find the most available fitting location, check for that approval if you can have it. And then when you have that, and you can be present for it, and available to show up consecutively, then register and start the meeting. And then you get all of the meeting literature and you just build your meeting, and then, sit in that seat and see who comes. So this is how you start a 12-step meeting. Anyone can do it. If you want to do it, you can do it. You can start a 12-step meeting of any kind, like alcohol, marijuana, codependency, Al-Anon. In your town or place or anywhere you want to go, you can start a meeting. And the great thing about, this is service work. The great thing about starting a meeting is that you get the joy and gratitude and uplifted from giving. And when you're in service work, when you're doing service, you get all that energy from doing that. My energy comes from the source. Because I am operating and giving, I get all of these uplifting feelings and energy that help me go along. So it really adds to my life and my recovery. I think a lot of people have the misconception that service takes from you. And what I've noticed with service is that it really pumps me up and builds me up. It almost adds air to my tires, and without my effort, you know what I mean? So service work is just such a beautiful gift to myself and other people. It's just such a win-win situation. And I love service work and what it does, for my life in the community. But this is the bones of it. And anyone can start a 12-step group. So I hope that this helps someone who's maybe thinking about it. And I've gone through it. And I'm going through it now, and this is what I did. So I hope that helps you, and have a wonderful day.